Well, hello, Leo. Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a reading for the beginning of June from about the 1st to the 10th. If this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad that you found me. So let me just real quickly before we hop into the reading let you know about the format. So I am doing dailies now for those of you who are not aware. So if you want to, join me on any of those, I do post once a day. Now, as far as the zodiac readings, I'm going to continue to do those. So this month I'm going to start with we're gonna do 3 readings for each sign for the month. So it's gonna be by decan. So in astrology, the first decan is like the 1st to the 10th of the month. Then from the 11th to the 20th is the second decan, and then the 21st to the 30th. And it's the degree, right? So we'll just use that for the days. So I'm going to be doing the month divided into thirds, okay, for the readings. So just to let you know. Now, for today, we're going to go ahead and get an overall energy using the Synchronicity deck by Kathy Nichols. I'm going to use the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck as the main deck, and then we will clarify with the Muse Tarot. If you hang with me to the end, what I'm going to do is pull a message from Spirit from the Crystal Mandala Oracle, and we will read out of the book at the end of the reading. So that is the format for today. With all of that said, spirits, guides, and angels, let us get the message today for the Leo Collective. What do they need to hear for their highest good, for the highest good of everyone listening? What is the message for Leo? 2 more shuffles, Leo. Okay, here we go. Overall message, overall energy for Leo, Spirit. I'll get a couple of these. All right. So the first card that came out is Speaking Truth. The second card that came out is Planting Seeds. And the third card that came out was Spring. I love it when they kind of all go together like this. So that's interesting. Well, speaking truth is like planting seeds, isn't it, Leo? Right? And the springtime is when we do plant our seeds, right? In early spring, and then they begin to bloom as we come, especially now into this season, into late spring and early summer. So it's like whatever truth you've been speaking out to the universe, it's been received, right? And so this can be literal, like this can be for the way that you influence others in your life by the words that you're speaking. But I feel like it taken a step further, it's also the action that is followed by speaking that truth, right? It's like when you speak your truth and then you live your truth, when you plant those seeds into fertile soil, right, and you have all the necessary ingredients, you see the results of your effort, of your harvest. And so I'll be really interested to see how speaking your truth and planting your seeds has culminated for you at this point of June. Leo, let's go ahead and get the tarot message. This is pretty neat. All right, Spirit, what is the message for the Leo Collective? What do you have for Leo for the 1st to the 10th of June 2022? What do they need to know? We had a flipper here. We got the 4 of Wands. So that's nice energy. Oh my gosh. And they're just flying out. Okay. So the second card that flew out of there was the 8 of Pentacles. And I don't know the order. These 3 all came out together. So we'll just take, this is the 5 of Pentacles. We've got the Queen of Cups. The Hermit. And Spirit, let's get one more. And the Two of Cups. Okay. So at the bottom of the deck, we've got the World. So oh, look at, and the Empress. That's gorgeous. Big energy, big energy. So we've got a completion of a cycle. I feel like somebody is definitely stepping into something. There's a celebration, a victory. It could be some kind of an offer of love. If not an offer of love, at least a new contract or a new like coming together with somebody. So we see celebration, we see emotional fulfillment, right? We see major energy creating something new in your world. And I think that really, aligns very, very nicely this Empress card and the Springtime card, right? I feel like, Leo, that you are about to step into whatever you have been sort of working on behind the scenes these last couple of months, right? For this last little period of time. Let's call it a season, right? Because we don't know. In tarot, there's not really a time, but there are seasons, right? And I feel like that you've come to the completion of whatever this current season is. Now, at the bottom of that, we've got even the Sun. So like I said, let's keep going, and the Emperor. So we've got a divine counterpart with the Empress and the Emperor. We've got the World, and we've got the Sun. So a huge amount of underlying major energy in this reading. And so here in the main message, we've got this Four of Wands, which is the 1111 card. It's a completion of a cycle. It's about stable foundations, happy homes, family, and so on and so forth. And we've got the Queen of Cups here. So I do feel like, and this Two of Cups. So we do have a lot of beautiful, emotional, intuitive, watery, flowing energy. A lot of love here, okay? We see the Eight of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. I feel like we were working on making changes in our foundation, right? Is how I would read this top row. So, the Queen of Cups and the Hermit, that's going into using our inner guidance, tapping into our intuition, shining a light on the dark. It's like, what kind of work did we have to do with this Hermit to come into this Two of Cups? I think we are going to need to clarify. Let me go ahead and get this Muse Tarot, Leo, and see if we can kind of dig underneath. I feel like some of you really did a lot of inner work, and purged a lot of like old stagnant energy that wasn't really leading you to be able to express like yourself from a place of love. And when you're in that energy of love, or in that place of like allowing the energy to flow through you, right? I think it like speaking your truth, it's like coming into an alignment inside of yourself, right? You were able to work through or like overcome this old energy that had you sort of stuck maybe a little bit in a feeling of lack, or like maybe feeling like you didn't really necessarily believe that you were going to be successful, or maybe at the very least had you questioning whether or not the time and the energy that you've been feeding into this was going to actually pay out. And I feel like it did. I feel like you really have been patient um, in working through this to like manifest this. I feel like this Two of Cups is going to end up being a prize for somebody, but let's go ahead, Spirit, and see what about the Four of Wands. Okay, interesting. So we had the Three of Inspiration, so that's the Three of Wands. It's like waiting for the ships to come in, and they did. And I feel like while you were waiting for the success, for this foundation to arrive, we had the Seven of Voices and Seven of Inspiration. Once again, Leo, I think since March, we've had the Seven of Wands in almost every single one of your readings, and here we see it again, right? So it's like really cutting out a lot of the deceptions, a lot of the illusions, getting very clear about who you are and what you're going to entertain, right? Here we see, and this, I love this Seven of Inspiration. It's like you holding the line, you holding your center, being protected by, you know, your guides, your spiritual team, you holding at bay any energy that wasn't going to, like, it's like you didn't get distracted, you didn't get sidetracked. You were going to see and cut through the illusions, the deceptions, whatever they were, whether they were self-deceptions or seeing the deceptions of other people around you. It was about getting a strategy on how to move forward. In this Three of Inspiration, like once you set these dominoes into motion, all you had to do was allow the universe to work on your behalf, to see them all, you know, the sequence of events fall. Again, I feel like this has to do with planting seeds, right? It's like you just went ahead and spoke your truth, you planted your seeds, and then you allowed Spirit to do the rest for you. It's like the laws of the universe just came in and you just allowed the truth to fall into place, right? Anything that wasn't true, was going to be picked up by Spirit, right? And it was going to be made correct. Okay, it was going to be made correct on your behalf. And so I feel like you just trusted in the process, and you went ahead and you are being rewarded now, in a sense, because I do feel like this is a reward. I feel like that your diligence, your truthfulness, your not backing down in the face of adversity has actually gotten you to this place where you have overcome, right? And you've ended up in this very, very stable place of operation, where now from the work you can start to see the harvest that's about to come in, right? And I feel like when we get down to the Two of Cups, but let's just keep going. Like, I feel this is where this is going. Let's talk about this Eight of Pentacles. Spirit, what's the Eight of Pentacles for Leo? What's the Eight of Pentacles for Leo? Look at that. Page of Emotions. Again, I feel like this is like working on your heart center. I do. I feel very strongly that for who I'm talking to, yeah, you got the Page of Voices and the Page of Emotions. This was sort of like really paying attention and learning, right? This is a heads down energy. This is like, okay, how do I go ahead and do the healing work and do the building, healing my heart, right? Getting to a nice heart-centered place, putting the glasses on, not seeing through like rose-colored glasses, like not seeing through a place of deception, but rather through a place of clarity. Okay, going back to the drawing board, going back to the beginning, willing to go back over your work and make sure that you were checking details, making sure that you were following instructions where you felt like spirit was leading you, you were willing to go. See, and this is you. Again, in this very innocent page energy, this very beginner thing, it was like, okay, if I'm going to start over and I'm going to go into this new, territory in order to get what I want, I'm going to have to be in a learner phase. I'm going to have to be in a humble phase. It's about putting down the ego. It's about setting aside what we think we know. It's about opening our heart. It's about being willing to walk through a door wherever we're being led, right? And it's about flowing. It's about flowing with the universe, like not putting up resistance, right? About taking instruction. Okay, so all those kinds of messages coming through about putting in the work, showing up every day, even in the face of adversity, even in the face of fear, even when there was doubt, even when you didn't see where it was going, you still showing up. You're still working. You're still diligent. You're still disciplined. You're taking responsibility. Like all of those kinds of messages coming through here. Okay, so let's talk about this Five of Pentacles. Two of Inspiration. That's making a decision, taking action, making a plan, having a choice in front of you, and deciding that you aren't going to stay in the Five of Pentacles. You're going to make the change, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's unknown. Queen of Voices, that's the Queen of Swords. Right? Making a decision not to allow your emotions like to negatively sway you, to move forward anyway, to face things with the Queen of Voices is a queen where she's very logical, very rational, and she's been through a lot. And so in order to be a queen, she's been down a lot of roads, right? She's had a lot of experience and she knows how not to get stuck in traps. She's great, she's graceful like all queens are, right? She's very wise though, and she can be very cutting and very discerning. So this is making a choice about not getting stuck, right? About seeing where like you needed to change something in the way that you were thinking in order to get yourself to move forward. There was a clear-cut decision to do that. And then we've got the Four of Emotions. So you see here, the universe is offering you this big, ginormous cup, right? And Leo, there was you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision in order to get into harvest season, right? In the spring, when we plant our seeds, when we speak our truth. And for some of you, this may be, you still may be at the beginning, okay? You still may be at the beginning. So this may be a time where you're making that decision finally to cut out what no longer is meant to be in your life. Anything, it's like you getting clear, right, on what you need to do in order to be successful. It's like, do I want to sit here and continue to not make a decision and to continue to sit in this Five of Pentacles, or do I want to go ahead and make this change? Do I want to go ahead and make this decision to take action, right? And to be decisive in moving forward? Do I want to commit to the work that's in front of me, right? Do I want to heed the call, as it were, right? And to step into this Queen of Love, I was going to call her, well, may as well, right? Queen of Cups, Queen of Love, right? Do I want to upgrade, right, from this Page of Cups to this Queen of Cups? Okay, so let's talk about her for a minute. This is the Queen of Love for sure, right? This is being the love that you want to receive, right? This is becoming that which you wish. Like, here it is. There's the Knight of Voices. That's the Knight of Swords. So that's taking action, swift, decisive action. Swift, decisive action. Okay, let's see what else about this Queen of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune, beautiful. So we're at a 10, the wheel has turned, and Knight of Materials. So this is the wheel turning, and we've got the slowest knight and the fastest knight here, which is kind of a bit of a contradiction, right? So on one hand, it's like you want to just move in and rush in fast, but on the other hand, there's this need to like really set out and make a plan, because like anything in nature, right? I mean, yes, the knight of swords is speaking a truth. Definitely he is speaking a truth, but the Knight of Materials is like in the springtime planting our seeds. We understand that growth takes time, that this is a process, that harvest season won't be for some of us until later in the year, right? So there's a trajectory ahead of us, but the wheel is turning, and the Queen of Cups is here to deliver a message of love. The wheel is turning and setting us on a new path forward. Something that's going to be more stable, that's going to be more fruitful, that's going to have longevity, right? That's going to put us on a path to prosperity, to success, to stability. Let's talk about the Hermit. What's this Hermit? The Nine of Voices. Well, we know the Nine of Voices, which is the Nine of Swords, right? I mean, that's all about being anxious and worried and all of that sort of stuff. And it's like the Hermit, it shines a light on all of those things in our mind. It's like all of those voices that are ready to be quieted. It's like illuminating the truth. It's like sometimes the voices, like the Nine of Voices, that like it illustrates for us like where we're thinking incorrectly about something, where we're allowing our imagination to run rampant or to run wild. Like Nine of Voices is not always based in truth. Like sometimes it's just based in like our monkey mind just working overtime, and it's just like allowing us to think a certain thing that isn't even based in truth or in reality. And the Hermit is like giving us the message to like be still, be quiet, like shine a light on that, because there's something that you're not there's something that needs to be released here. There's something that's not true here, right? So speaking the truth in light of this is the Hermit is trying to say, what is the truth? What is the truth? Because the Nine of Voices often has nothing to do with the truth. In fact, it has to do with exactly the opposite of the truth. It has to do with fear. It has to do with the opposite of love, right? So it's like, do you want to operate out of a place of love or out of a place of fear? There's the Three Materials. So this is getting down to brass tacks. This is collaborating with Spirit, with the Hermit, to get into this learning phase, this working phase. Like, where do you want to go? Like, how do you want to purge and release anything that's no longer coming from this place of love, right? Like anything that comes from a place of fear, it can't sustain you. It's not long term. It's not possible. Anything that's not based in love is a deception, right? And the final card is this Two of Cups. So how are you collaborating with Spirit to get yourself released from anything that's based in fear? Let's talk about the Two of Cups. Look at that. Look at that. Right off the bat, I may get a couple more, but we've got the Nine of Emotions and Death. So I do feel like this is like a real major completion of a cycle here. It's almost like the world in a sense, right? And the nine emotions is really bringing you into a wish fulfillment, like, and into a place of knowing exactly what it means to operate from that state of love. It's like you're drawing to you that which you desire, and what you desire is to have a loving, fulfilling relationship. For some of you, this is about the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. The end of a play of maybe a relationship that wasn't based in love. Maybe this is the beginning of a new relationship that will be based in love, that is everything that you've ever desired. I do need to get some more though, because death goes both ways. So Spirit, why death? Six of Voices, yeah. That's the Six of Swords. So it's getting into a calmer state of mind. So you're no longer in that Nine of Voices. You're able to overcome that and get into a stable place. So there is a death to the old way of thinking, and you're moving into a more collaborative, harmonious mental state, right? This is like walking, it's like Spirit just guiding you right across like the choppy waters over into dry land, and into a much more stable and beautiful, like emotionally harmonious place, a place where you can actually start to explore your desire, and explore in a safe, like a beautiful way. Maybe this is where you meet somebody brand new. Tell me more. There's the Moon. Tell me more about this Two of Cups. Yeah, you're awakening. Okay. So there's an awakening from the illusion. You're really being called to sort of like wake up to this new way of being, this new state of being, right? Like this world where you are able to actually make manifest, like, again, those kinds of relationships that are meant for you, right? That are more based in stability, that are based in longevity, that are based out of love, that people and situations who are able to meet you in an equivalent vibration. You're awakening to the reality, like it's coming up from the depths, it's becoming made known to you. There are no more illusions, there's no more being hidden, or like or a feeling of being like underwater or kept in the dark or anything like that, right? You're awakening from that. You're awakening to something that's more beautiful, that's more sustainable. Speaking your truth leads you into a more beautiful place. You're planting seeds of love so that you can have this as your outcome, so that you can, when it's time to harvest, right, this is what you're working towards. So we don't see this, I don't see this as an outcome, meaning this week, or right. I see this as you are on your path to this. This is the path that you're awakening to. This is there's more work that needs to be done. You're still in a place at the beginning. We have a lot of like twos, right? We have a lot of pages. We have a lot of young energy. So what we do see you deciding, definitively deciding, is to end this old way of thinking. So anything, again, that comes out of a place of fear, it's like the light is being shown on that, and you're awakening to this new possibility for yourself, this new opportunity for yourself. It's like you're starting to actually get clear and not be in the shadowy illusion anymore about what this Nine of Emotions even means. It's like within yourself, you're coming into this balance. You're coming into this balance, into this harmony, and you're doing that by speaking your truth, by letting people hear like what it is that matters to you. It's like not allowing standing your ground, right? It's like standing your ground, speaking your truth, believing in yourself, letting spirit work through you, giving your desires to spirit in order that they can make them manifest for you. All you need to do is to show up, right? It's early energy. All you need to do is to show up and to be the learner and be the doer and allow things to fall into place, allow the wheel to turn, just show up from a place of love, being both excited to take action, but also realizing that it's a process, that there's a need for patience, right? There's a need for diligence. And I'm mixing all of these cards up, but you get the message because that's the reading. All right, Leo. So I'm going to go ahead now and we're going to get something from the Crystal Mandala Oracle Spirit. Let's get for Leo, what is their guidance for the 1st through the 10th of June, 2022? What does Leo need to know on their journey ahead? What for Leo? Okay, we'll take the top one. She shall always prevail. So this is the goddess Isis and Isis crystal. She shall always prevail. So let's read about what that means. Oh, by the way, I didn't show you the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Wands, Ace of Inspiration. So we do see the new beginning and the Four of Inspiration. So where we started with the Four of Wands is exactly where we're ending. And under that even we've got the Ace of Materials and the Chariot. So we do see this brand new beginning for you, Leo. We do. We see that we're in the season of planting the seeds to get on a path to where you want to go. Okay, so sorry, I had to do that. Let's go to card 51. Oh, look, it must be like one of the last cards. Okay. We bring you the empowerment of she shall always prevail. There's something magnificent in the human spirit when one chooses to believe in oneself. Life rallies to strengthen and encourage it. It's the expression of will to live, not from a place of fear of death, but a brave, divinely defiant boldness that refuses to give up on what matters most. You have had your share of heartbreak and disappointment, and yet, rather than bitterness in your heart, you choose love. You have your moments of doubt and despair, and yet deep in your heart, you choose to continue on. You have the spirit of Isis in you, and just like the Universal Mother expressing herself through Isis, you too shall prevail. I can't believe this message is great. I hope that somebody else out there liked this message as much as I just did. Thank you, Spirit. That was wonderful. All right, you guys. If you liked it, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Come back and join me on the dailies, and definitely come back. And around the 11th of June, you will get your next reading. And until then, I wish you much, much goodness and wellness. And I'll see you on the next one.